Good morning, dear students. Welcome to this session on language and linguistics. Today, we will learn the topic syllable. Syllable, S-Y-L-L-A-B-L-E. It's given in page number 41 in your textbook. In English, there are 44 phonemes or 44 speech sounds. These phonemes combine together to form the next higher unit of pronunciation called syllable. So with each puff of air expelled from our lungs, we create a syllable. Sometimes a single syllable can constitute a word. Sometimes two or more syllables may be present in a word. So let me make it clear to you what is meant by a syllable in a word. Take the word examination. The word examination. Do you utter the word examination with a single puff of air from your lungs? It's not so. Examination. So there are small pauses in that word itself. There are small parts which constitute that long word examination. So if you just hold your thumb against your jaw like this and then utter the word examination, you just count how many times your mouth moves. Examination. So, if you want to know the number of syllables in that word, you can just count and see how many times your jaw moves. Examination. There are 5 small parts in the word examination, and each of these parts are called the syllables in the word examination. Examination. So we need small puffs of air from your lungs to produce each of these syllables. So they are small units of pronunciation. How do we get such syllables? By the combination of sounds, by the combination of phonemes. And there are certain rules to demarcate a syllable. You cannot simply say that za, mi, all these are syllables. There are certain rules which to identify whether it is a syllable or what, you should keep a few things in your mind. If it is a syllable, then it should definitely have a vowel sound in it. There should be a vowel sound in a syllable. Sometimes a single vowel can stand alone and make a syllable. Sometimes a single vowel can be a monophthong or a diphthong. So you know that vowel is a general term for monophthongs or diphthongs. Take for example the word I, E, this one, E, Y, E, I. So the whole word consists of a single syllable only. I, that ends there. So that simple word I is constituted by just a single syllable. I, that's a diphthong. So what you need to keep in mind is this. In any syllable, there should be a vowel. A vowel must be present in a syllable. It's compulsory. In every syllable, there will be a vowel. It may be a monophthong or a diphthong. Both can come. And this vowel is the most important part of the syllable, and therefore it's called the nucleus of that syllable. The vowel, which should be compulsorily present inside a syllable, is so important that the vowel in a syllable is called the nucleus of that syllable. And there are yet other sounds inside a syllable, right? Consonant sounds may be there. They are called marginal sounds. They are only marginal. They are called marginal sounds. So I hope you understood what a syllable is. A syllable is a unit of pronunciation. Sometimes a single syllable can constitute a word like I, shy, sky, etc. With a single syllable, you are constituting a word. But there are other lengthy words in English like wonder. There are 2 syllables. Wonder, beauty, master. All these are examples of words which have 2 syllables in them. Sometimes lengthy words are there like temporary, humidity, etc. Temporary, humidity. So these words are having more syllables in them. So syllable is the smaller parts which constitute a word. Syllables are formed by the combination of phonemes. Syllables are formed by the combination of phonemes. Okay? And in a syllable, there must be a vowel which performs as the nucleus of that syllable. And other sounds in a syllable are called the marginal sounds. So there are different categories like monosyllabic words, disyllabic words, trisyllabic words, polysyllabic words and so on. In page 41, it's clearly given. Words like I, shy, sky, again air, come, go. In all these words, you do not find any division. With a single puff of air, you can utter these simple words, right? So such words contain only one syllable and therefore they are called mono. Mono means one, monosyllabic words. The transcription also is given near to the word, monosyllabic words. Then you find 2 disyllabic words. Before, behind, across, wonder, beauty. In all these words, as you utter, you can understand that smaller parts are there in that word. Slight pauses are there in that word. Some units of pronunciation are present in that word. We call them syllables. How many are there in wonder? Wonder, 2. Therefore, it's a disyllabic word. Beauty, 2 are there. Beau and T. Therefore, disyllabic word. Behind, before, across. In all these words, there are 2 syllables and therefore, we call them disyllabic words. If you look at the transcripted version, you can understand that in each of those syllables, there is a vowel sound. Okay? Before. B is the first syllable. B. In that single syllable, you can find a consonant B and a vowel E. Okay? Therefore, we understand that, we can encircle and understand that B is the syllable which contains the vowel E and the consonant B. So, invariably in every syllable there should be a vowel and that vowel is the nucleus of that syllable. So, in the case of the word before, we are taking the first syllable B and E is the vowel there and E is the nucleus of that syllable and B is the consonant which is the marginal sound. Okay? And again trisyllabic words. Examples like artistic, 3 syllables. Traveler, 3 syllables. Okay. So I hope you can understand this by reading itself. Then polysyllabic, a word that has many syllables, more than 3. We call it polysyllabic words. Examination, procrastination, humidity, temporary, 4 are there. So when a word is lengthy, more number of syllables in it. Is that clear to you? Okay, so we learn what a syllable is. We learn what is the what are the constituent parts of a syllable. It should have a vowel in it. Vowel is the nucleus of the syllable. Other marginal sounds, other consonants are the marginal sounds. Okay, and there are monosyllabic words, disyllabic words, trisyllabic words and even polysyllabic words. And then 2 more terms you need to know. I told you vowel of a syllable is the nucleus of that syllable. It is also known as syllabic sound. It's given in page number 42. It's also known as a syllabic sound. And the marginal sounds can also be referred to as non-syllabic sounds. These terms are ഓർത്തിരിക്കണം. അതായത് സിലബിളിൽ നിർബന്ധമായും ഒരു വവൽ ഉണ്ടായിരിക്കണം. ആ വവലായിരിക്കും ആ സിലബിളിന്റെ ന്യൂക്ലിയസ്. അപ്പോൾ ഒരു സിലബിളിലെ ന്യൂക്ലിയസ് ആയി പ്രവർത്തിക്കുന്ന വവലിനെ നമ്മൾ syllabic sound എന്ന് പറയും. അതേസമയം വവൽ അല്ലാത്ത മറ്റ് ശബ്ദങ്ങളൊക്കെ നോൺ സിലബിക് സൗണ്ട്സ് ആയിരിക്കും. ആ പേരുകളൊന്ന് ഓർത്തിരുന്നാൽ മതി. So in every syllable there should be a vowel compulsorily, and that constitutes the nucleus of that syllable. It's also known as the syllabic sound. That particular vowel which acts as a nucleus of the syllable is also known as the syllabic sound. And the other marginal sounds inside the syllable are called they are marginal sounds or non-syllabic sounds. So in page 42 they have given a division. Syllable can be of two types. It can have a nucleus. They have given the constituent parts of a syllable there using arrows. In a syllable there will be a nucleus or a vowel or a syllabic sound, and also marginal sounds or consonant sounds which are also known as non-syllabic sounds. ഒത്തിരി കൺഫ്യൂസ്ഡ് ആവണ്ട, സിമ്പിൾ ആയിട്ട് കാര്യം മനസ്സിലാക്കിയാൽ സിലബിളിൽ വവൽ ഉണ്ടാവും നിർബന്ധമായിട്ട്. ചിലപ്പോൾ ഒരു സിംഗിൾ വവൽ ഒറ്റയ്ക്ക് നിൽക്കുന്ന ഒരു സിലബിൾ തന്നെ ഒരു വേർഡ് ആയേക്കാം. ഐ, ഷൈ, കൈ എന്ന് പറയുന്ന സിമ്പിൾ വേർഡ്സ് പറഞ്ഞ പോലെ ആ വവല് അതിൻ്റെ ന്യൂക്ലിയസ് ആണ്, ആ സിലബിളിൻ്റെ ന്യൂക്ലിയസ് ആണ്. അതിനെ നമ്മൾ സിലബിക് സൗണ്ട് എന്നും വിശേഷിപ്പിക്കാറുണ്ട്. അതുപോലെ വവലല്ലാത്ത മറ്റു ശബ്ദങ്ങൾ ഒരു സിലബിളിൽ ഉണ്ടാവുമല്ലോ, അതാണ് മാർജിനൽ സൗണ്ട്സ്. വവലല്ലാത്ത ശബ്ദം എന്ന് പറഞ്ഞാൽ നമുക്കറിയാം കോൺസണൻസ് ആണ്. അവരെ നമ്മൾ മാർജിനൽ സൗണ്ട്സ് എന്ന് വിളിക്കും. ഒരു പേരും കൂടെ ഉണ്ട്, നോൺ സിലബിക് സൗണ്ട്സ്. ഐ തിങ്ക് ഇറ്റ്സ് ഈസി ഫോർ യു. പിന്നെ they have given syllabic pattern in your textbook. എന്താണ് syllabic pattern? How do we mark the pattern of a syllable? In a syllable, as we have learned now, there are two types of phonemes, vowels and consonants. So vowel can be represented using capital letter V, and a consonant in a syllable can be represented using capital letter C. So C, V, C, V, C, C. According to what you find in a word, what you find in a syllable, you can mark it using capital letter C and capital letter V. Take for example the word dip, a simple word. They have given a simple word in your textbook, dip. So if you analyze the word dip, what is the first sound? D, D is a consonant. E, E, second sound is a vowel. Then P, P, that is again a consonant, right? So if you are supposed to write the syllable pattern of the word dip, then first you have to look at D and write capital C. Then look at E and write capital letter V because it's a vowel. And then P, it's a consonant, therefore you have to write capital C. So the pattern of the word dip is CVC. Is that clear to you? Okay. So more words and examples are given. They have discussed the word autumn, people, and so on. So in the word autumn, two syllables are there. So it's a disyllabic word, autumn. So let's take the first one. First syllable, aw. This syllable contains only one sound, that is a long vowel aw. So that long vowel aw constitutes a syllable. That's the only sound in that syllable. So that vowel is the nucleus of that syllable. Marginal sounds ഒന്നും അവിടെ ഇല്ല. അപ്പോൾ സിലബിളിൽ എപ്പോഴും മാർജിനൽ സൗണ്ട്സ് ഉണ്ടാവണമെന്നില്ല. ചിലപ്പോൾ ഒരു വവൽ ഒറ്റയ്ക്ക് നിന്ന് ഒരു സിലബിൾ ഉണ്ടാക്കാം. ഓക്കെ, ആൻഡ് ദെൻ ടം. There you have t, a and m. അപ്പോൾ t is a consonant, a is a vowel, and m is a consonant. So the second syllable is marked using capital letter C for t, then capital letter V for a, then capital letter C again for m. Is that clear to you? Autumn. പറയുന്നുണ്ട് അവിടെ t and m in term are consonants. They are the marginal sounds, and a sound is the vowel, which is the nucleus or the syllabic sound. I hope the session was clear to you. So we discussed syllable today. It's a unit of pronunciation. A syllable may contain one vowel or a vowel and consonants. A syllable may be constituted by either by a single vowel or by vowel and consonants. Phonemes, they combine together to form syllables, and syllables together combine to get words. So words may be monosyllabic, disyllabic, trisyllable, or even polysyllabic. We have discussed examples like I, shy, sky, etc. and found that they are all composed by one single syllable, and we call them monosyllabic words. We came across words like before, behind, etc. and understood that they are constituted by two syllables and therefore they are disyllabic words. And then we came across words like traveler and so on, and we understood they are composed of three syllables, trisyllabic words. Then finally polysyllabic words also we saw. And invariably in every syllable there should be a vowel, and the vowel will be the nucleus of that syllable. And there is another name for that, that is syllabic sound. Then other sounds in a syllable are, the consonants are marginal sounds only. So we call them non-syllabic sounds. You have to write this in your notebook and learn thoroughly. And when you get a word, try to split the word into syllables and then try to identify the syllable pattern of the word. Try to pick out the nucleus of the syllable, the marginal sounds and so on. Do it on your own. Thank you.